everyone, I am Priyanka Bharni and I am here to talk about one of the most famous personalities of her times. Let me begin with the poem of hers, Be self-reliant, be industrious, gather all the wisdom and the riches, all gets lost without knowledge. We become animal without wisdom. Sit idle no more, go get education, end the misery of the oppressed and the forsaken. You've got a golden chance to learn and break the chains to cast, throw away the Brahmin scriptures fast. Yes, you got me right. I'm talking about none other than Savitribai Phule, an educationist, social reformer, most importantly, the first female teacher of India. She has done a tremendous job in education and she has shaped our country into a very beautiful manner. She was born in a village in Maharashtra named Nalgaon. Little did anybody know that she would turn out to change the history of India in terms of education and for women, for Dalit, based on the discrimination based on gender and caste were like thorns for Savitribai Phule, who ought to throw it away from the roots, and she did to some extent. Not just as a beautiful poet, but also as a revolutionary activist. She changed the facets of our country in many ways. As a poet, she changed the mindset of the people, and as a revolutionary activist, she educated many women by opening a school, all-girls school, first of her kind in her times. After looking at the plights of the widow, when they were forced to shave their heads, she was the first to stand against them, along with her husband, that is Jyotiba Phule, who was a most important social reformer of her time. If you know, he is the one who started the Satyashodak Samaj. She got into a strike against the barbers and she urged women not to shave their heads. When the untouchables were not given access to drinking water, which were meant only for the upper caste, she set up a reservoir on her own, that too in her home premises. Can you imagine the intensity, the aura that she had in herself in that times? No, right? Yeah. She herself battled formidable odds to get education on her own because she knew that education is the only thing that will open the doors to progress and justice. Yes, you're right. She did it. And when people got to know what she was trying to do, the change, they were not able to accept it. They started lashing out at her. Sometimes with words, but mostly with their heinous acts, like unimaginable acts, like throwing rotten eggs, throwing rotten tomatoes, throwing cow dung, and also stones at sometimes. Did you think she'll stop at that? No, she didn't stop at that. Along with her husband, who was her support system, she fought against all the odds and she continued the struggle and the fight, which is formed into a life right now, a beautiful one. Leaders don't tell you how it is done, they show you how it has to be done. And she was one such leader who has done the work and proved and showed us how things have to be done. And in the year 1897, when there was plague in Pune, when everybody was being fugitive, running away from the plague, she, along with her son, stayed back there and she started serving the sick. Once there was a person who was affected with the plague and he didn't have an access to the hospital. She herself carried on her shoulder and took him to hospital. In the process, our leader got affected from the plague and that is how we lost a gem. But her legacy lives on. You know, she lived a life with dignity and died with more of a dignity. We have huge respect and immense gratitude for her for whatever she has done. Hope her teachings and whatever she has done lives on forever and this shall not be forgotten anytime. And I'm very grateful that I'm talking on